everybody. Welcome. This is the Sen-Taur Scrolls Lore, Fire, and Forbidden Texts. I'm the real Reverend Mother Mary Kateryn, but we're all friends here, so you can just call me Sister Kate. All right, guys, I have a great announcement, a fabulous announcement, and of course, those who know me know that I was going to say this, but the Forgotten Scrolls, the real Book of Enoch, is now out on Amazon. You can look up me or just put in the real Book of Enoch or put in the Forgotten Scrolls and it should come up. There'll also be a link on my profile. So, very excited to have the book out. I don't have it in my hands yet, even though some people do. As soon as I do have it in my hands, of course, I'll share it with everybody. And I'll do a video and all that kind of thing. So, anyway, today's reading, we're continuing with Aradia, or the Gospel of the Witches. And this is by C.G. Leland. Aradia is a book of folklore, considered a vital foundation upon which the beliefs and practices of modern witchcraft and Wicca practices are understood and performed. Interesting that he has practices twice in that sentence. So we're on chapter 3. And I do believe we read through, yes, we read through all of chapter 2 last week. So we're going to do chapter 3, How Diana Made the Stars and the Rain. Diana was first created before all creation. In her were all things. Out of herself, the first darkness. She divided herself into darkness and light. She was divided. Lucifer, her brother and son, herself, and her other half, was the light. And when Diana saw that the light was so beautiful, the light which was her other half, her brother Lucifer, she yearned for it with exceedingly great desire, wishing to receive the light again into her darkness, to swallow it up in rapture, in delight, but she trembled with desire. This desire was the dawn. But Lucifer, the light, fled from her, and would not yield to her wishes. He was the light which flies into the most distant parts of heaven, the mouse which flies before the cat. Then Diana went to the fathers of the beginning, to the mothers, the spirits who were before the first spirit, and lamented unto them that she could not prevail with Lucifer. And they praised her for her courage. They told her that to rise she must fall. To become the chief of goddesses, she must become immortal. And in the ages, in the course of time, when the world was made, Diana went on earth, as did Lucifer, who had fallen. And Diana taught magic and sorcery, whence came witches and fairies and goblins, all that is like man, yet not mortal. And it came thus that Diana took the form of a cat. Her brother had a cat whom he loved beyond all creatures, and it slept every night on his bed. A cat, beautiful beyond all other creatures, a fairy, he did not know it. Diana prevailed with the cat to change forms with her, so that she lay with her brother, and in the darkness assumed her own form, so by Lucifer became the mother of Aradia. But when in the morning he found that he lay by his sister, and that light had been conquered by darkness, Lucifer was extremely angry But Diana sang to him a spell, a song of power, and he was silent, the song of the night, which soothes to sleep. He could say nothing. So Diana, with her wiles of witchcraft, so charmed him that he yielded to her love. This was the first fascination. She hummed the song. It was as the buzzing of bees, or a top spinning round, a spinning wheel, spinning life. She spun the lives of all men. All things were spun from the wheel of Diana. Lucifer turned the wheel. Diana was not known to the witches and spirits, the fairies and elves who dwell in desert place. The goblins, as their mother, she hid herself in humility and was immortal. But by her will, she rose again above all. She had such passion for witchcraft and became so powerful therein that her greatness could not be hidden. And thus it came to pass one night at the meeting of all the sorceresses and fairies, she declared that she would darken the heavens and turn all the stars into mice. And those who were present said, "If thou canst do such a strange thing, having risen to such power, thou shalt be our queen." Diana went into the street, and she took a bladder of an ox and a piece of witch money, which has an edge like a knife, with such money which has cut the earth for men's foot tracks. And she cut the earth, and with it many mice she filled the bladder, and blew into the bladder till it burst. And there came a great marvel, for the earth which was in the bladder became the round heaven above, and for 3 days there was a great rain. The mice became stars or rain. And having made the heaven and the stars and the rain, Diana became queen of the witches. She was the cat who ruled the star mice, the heaven, and the rain. We'll do at least one more chapter. Chapter 4, the charm of the stones consecrated to Diana. To find a stone with a hole in it is a special sign of favor of Diana. He who does so shall take it in his hand and repeat the following, having observed the ceremony as enjoined. I have found a holy stone upon the ground. O fate, I thank thee for thy happy find. Also the Spirit who upon this road hath given it to me, and may it prove to be for my true good and my good fortune. I rise in the morning by the earliest dawn, and I go forth to walk through pleasant vales, all in the mountains or the meadow fair, seeking for luck, while onward still I roam, seeking for rue and vervain, scented sweet, because they bring good fortune unto all. I keep them safely guarded in my bosom, that none may know it, 'tis a secret thing, and sacred too. And thus I speak the spell. O vervain, ever a benefit, and may thy blessing be upon the witch, or on the fairy who did give thee to me. It was Diana who did come to me, all in the night in a dream, and said to me, if thou wouldst keep all evil folk afar, then ever keep the vervain and the rue safely beside thee. Great Diana, thou who art queen of heaven and of earth, and of the infernal lands, yea, thou who art protectress of all men unfortunate, of thieves and murderers, and of women too, who lead an evil life, and yet hast known that their nature was not evil, thou, Diana, hast still conferred on them some joy in life. Or I may truly at another time so conjure thee that thou shalt have no peace. or happiness, for thou shalt ever be in suffering until thou grantest that which I require in strictest faith from thee. Here we have again the threatening the deity, just as in the Eskimo or other shamanism, which represents the rudest primitive form of conjuring. The spirits are menaced. A trace of this is to be found among rude Roman Catholics. Thus, when St. Bruno, some years ago at a town in Romania, did not listen to the prayers of his devotees for rain, they stuck his image in the mud of the river, head downwards. A rain speedily followed, and the saint was restored in honor to his place in the church. A spell or conjuration of the round stone. The finding a round stone, be it great or small, is a good sign, but it should never be given away, because the receiver will then get the good luck and some disaster befall the giver. On finding a round stone, raise the eyes to heaven and throw the stone up 3 times, catching it every time, and say the conjuration. Spirit of good omen, who art come to aid me, believe I had great need of thee. Spirit of the red goblin, since thou hast come to aid me in my need, I pray of thee, do not abandon me. I beg of thee to enter now this stone, that in my pocket I may carry thee, and so when anything is needed by me, I can call unto thee, be what it may. Do not abandon me by night or day. Should I lend money unto the man who will not pay when due, I pray of thee, thou the red goblin, make him pay his debt. And if he will not, and he is obstinate, go at him with the cry of "Bree, bree!" And if he sleeps, awake him with a twitch, and pull the covering off and frighten him, and follow him about wherever he goes. So teach him with thy ceaseless "Bree, bree!" that he who obligationer ever forgets shall be in trouble till he pays his debts. And so my debtor on the following day shall either bring the money which he owes, or send it promptly. So I pray of thee, O my red goblin, come unto aid me. Or should I quarrel with her whom I love, then the spirit of good luck, I pray thee, go to her while sleeping, pull her by the hair, and beat her through the night into my bed. And in the morning, when all spirits go to their repose, do thou, ere thou returnest into thy stone, carry her home again, and leave her there asleep. Therefore, O sprite, I beg thee, in this pebble make thy home. Obey in every way all I command, so in my pocket thou shalt ever be, and thou I will ne'er part company. So there's a couple of footnotes here. One, properly the stone with a hole in it, but such a stone is called a holy on shipboard, and here it has really a claim to the name. 2, this is an obscure passage, but I believe that I had given it as the poet meant or felt it. And 3 is in Italian, and I would try it. Il sasso a palla, but I have no idea what that means, because I don't do modern Italian. All right, well, that's it for today's reading. Next week we'll be on chapter 5, so exciting to be reading the Gospel of Aradia. It really does have a lot of folklore and magic in it, and you can take it or leave it, take it serious or don't. I personally kind of ride the fence, but we'll carry on next week. Until then, Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Blessed be.